Good evening, folks. How are you?
Good, how are you?
We're pretty good here. Just watching SSG take a W. Second victory so far in Pro League. It's not too shabby here. And I want to definitely talk about something that I found very interesting in your play, specifically on your attacking side, the use of the gridlock and how she really shines on Coastline. We saw a bit of the work being done, but I want you to walk me and the viewers through your strategy of how to run the gridlock on Coast.
Yeah, so to prevent like the retake on Coastline, it's just nice to use the gridlocks for like high flank areas like White Stairs, VIP Hall, just to kind of shut down the aggression that VG is kind of known for. So, and then she also packs the utility with the smokes and the shotgun. So
the smokes, the shotgun, F90, saw. You got a lot of flexibility there on the gridlock if you really want to. Now, when you were also walking in on the attacking side, you were mostly attacking Hookah as well. You saw that LG were putting up 3 players around Theater and a 90 on the top floor. Was that something that was surprising for you? How did you kind of communicate around to walk around it or deal with it head on?
Yeah, we saw that they were holding that area of the map heavy, and I think they knew that we liked to come in from there. So the first round, you saw that we tried to like just straight hit the site real fast, and it unfortunately didn't work out for us. But the second time, we just decided we were just going to push straight through these guys. Like, it is what it is. We just got to go straight through them.
That worked out definitely fine. Otherwise, I think it was just pretty good execution. When you see a player like Rexon on the other side, was there anything in terms of operator bans that was specifically tied to him, or it was just, oh, in general, we don't really want to run against, Valkyrie, for example, on Coast?
Yeah, things can definitely get wild when teams have the Valkyrie on the map because of the amount of info you can get and just how many spots the games can be in. So we just decided to ban that to slow down their aggression. And then just kind of prepare yourself for those aggressive peaks, those spawn kills, and just overall aggressive play that they're known for.
Yeah, and LG definitely attempted a couple of times to run through even a Vigil that we saw in the penultimate round, I believe. It didn't do much for them, but it worked out well for you at the end. But anything I'd like to say to all the SSG fans out there after your victory against Luminosity?
I appreciate all the fans that come to watch us day in and day out. And, yep, I'm happy with the dub. And that's about it.
All right, Fultz, thank you very much. Congratulations again on your victory here. Next week, on Monday, we'll be playing EG. Pretty excited for that matchup. That should be a pretty darn sweet one. Good night.
See you.
Good evening, Nyx. Welcome back.
What's going on, Milosh? How you doing?
We're pretty good. And after that victory, you guys definitely should be feeling pretty well about it. You've had many flawless rounds against TSM. I'm really wondering, how were you able to break down your opponents so effectively? Because it's very rare to see that level of coordination.
It just comes down to us being prepared for the match. We had a really good chance that, we knew it was a really good chance that we can go to bank. So we, watched some VODs that they had. It's really unfortunate for TSM because they've been playing in a lot of qualifiers, so they had a lot of VOD footage that we were able to watch. And, we just kind of took advantage of that and executed the way that we said we were going to, so it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and that's clearly the disadvantage that they have, but also the advantage that you have as well, having qualified by going to Milan in the previous season. Of course, for all the fans that are watching out there, Dark Zero are already in the lineup for the Raleigh Major. Now, there was one round specifically where TSM on their attacking side were able to clear you guys out and get one of their 2 rounds on the attack, and it was specifically against you, clearing you out in the bottom basement when the defense was all the way up on CEO. How is that going around between the team to try and salvage the round, even though it didn't work out at the end?
So that was a round that was definitely unfortunate. We actually had info that they were trying to clear me too. Hot and Cold called out to me that they were going to be pushing me. I got caught. They had a really good drone to me, and Bolo just won the gunfight. But the way to salvage that round, we had information on their plant, and if on CEO, if you let them get the bomb down and try to win the post plant, you're almost gonna never win as a defender. So the only chance we had of winning that round was to kill their planner, who was planning close to the dresser and CEO, and we just barely missed him by a few seconds. So I think if we got that kill, then we maybe could have got that round. Mint almost had the ninja defuse on the 2v1 though. It was close.
Yeah, it got really, really close, like half a second away. I'm sure it got pretty tense between everybody playing in there. But one thing I want to ask finally, since we're talking about CEO, not a lot of teams nowadays are going through the whole bandit or mute defense to just hold off on those reinforced walls. What's your reasoning behind doing away with that sort of strategy?
I think back in the day, that strategy was kind of viable because CEO was a newer site. Back in the day on Old Bank, people would be kind of confused on teams that would play CEO, and now in the meta, CEO is like one of the second most preferred sites, and that just comes with adaptation and how teams develop. Teams have gotten really good at window play, so bandit tricking or putting mute jammers on walls doesn't really do much because if they just repel two guys, one guy CEO windows, that guy's gonna get held and won't be able to bandit trick, and almost picked every single time. So it just comes of how teams develop over time and how strategies change. So
yeah, you're not going to be seeing much of it anytime soon. The Qaid would be really the only thing that would make sense, but even then, those impact grenades haven't really been seen much. Again, I digress. Congratulations again, Nyx, on your victory here against TSM. Anything you'd like to say to the Dark Zero fans out there?
And I'll just thank you for supporting us as always. We're just going to keep doing what we do, and we hope to put up some promising results in the future.
Well, your future bodes for a pretty darn cool game versus Reciprocity next Monday. So I'm very excited to see how that match ends up going. And we'll see Reciprocity later on in this evening. Maybe that'll be even a hotter game with all the points that are on the board. Again, congratulations. Thank you again. And good night.
Thanks, Milosh. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Evening, Mr. Bucci. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Pretty okay here. It's like 6:30 a.m. So you know how things be at this point in time. But congratulations on your victory here against the Sonics. One thing I want to ask you straight up, looking at the operator bans, did you expect them to go for the Thermite ban? And if you did or not, how did you deal with it on your side?
Yeah, we definitely expected them to do that. We scrimmed them like a while ago, and they're just, if any team's gonna ban something like different, it's definitely them. Like they ban Thermite a lot on Clubhouse and on console when we've scrimmed them. So I don't know, we just kind of expected it going into it just to counter it. It was actually funny, we scrimmed them, and I think like we got slapped on our garage takes one time, and from that day on we just started practicing with like not having Thermite, and I think that's what really like helped us for this. So yeah,
well, it ended up working very well. See, sometimes this is how you learn from your mistakes, right? So I really want to talk about your rush into the lobby when you were on your attack. It was the second round. How do you plan these sorts of rushes, and how often do you think they might be necessary or even applicable?
We were definitely hesitant on doing the rush, mainly because we tried some out at Valencia and they never worked out. And that's one that that we like doing fondly, and it just kind of worked out how everything went. Yeah, I don't know. We don't like doing many rushes, but sometimes it's just you have to because the opportunities there. Especially the way they were playing it, they had like 2 in admin, 1 in CEO, and then 1 like bathroom yellow. So it was like either way you go, you're gonna end up fighting. So why not just push the front door?
Makes sense. Your roam on the Valkyrie was very impressive, and then obviously you were top fragging there. But looking at the scoreboard, it was you, Skies, Laxing, and then of course your 2 supporting players between Mark and Retro right up behind you, but as their support roles. How is things going on here, especially the fact that you're all playing in the same house together? Is this something that you can explain more for the viewers out there that don't know what it's like to kind of play with your teammates in the same house and really seeing how that sort of combination works out?
Well, of course, being in a team house allows us to have a lot more time together, so we're able to come up with strats and pretty much say things. Any idea we have, it's like we can all just pretty much say it at any point in the day and have everyone have a good understanding of what we can do. Everything's done really quickly. Besides that, I mean, like in the house, at least with all the players on our team, we're all very comfortable with playing roles. So even though maybe our 2 supporting guys were at the bottom for this map, maybe a different map or a different day that you see us playing, I'll be on support or Skies will be on support. or Lax is always on Thatcher sometimes, so he's like on support, half support, but we're never going to put him on Heartbreach. But besides that, it's like everyone can play everything, and then the house, every like idea we can like say at any time. So I don't know, everything's just very fluid.
Very fluid, very flexible. That's a very good thing, though. But anything you'd like to say to your fans out there after your victory? Because Reciprocity, I think you guys this time are really eyeing that spot for Japan, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the event everyone wants to go to because it's the first APAC LAN that you know every region besides APAC can attend to. Japan's beautiful. I know we leading up to the seasons, we've always like made it close, but not just quite there. You know, always being third place or something. I think this season we just tried to fix up a lot of little mistakes and really perfect certain things that hindered us previously, and now we can finally be the vision and the team that we know we can be, which is like the best team in North America. So that's our goal. So of course, yeah, we're gonna hopefully make Japan, but there's still a whole second half of the Pro League season, so we're just trying to get every point we can for the first half and yeah, practice for the second half.
I'm sure your fans are looking forward to all of that in the future. Maybe they'll be out there. But Fox, congratulations again on your victory against the Sonics. We'll see you on Monday for your final play day of this first half of this season. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.